Yeah, I was ready.
Hey, yeah, we didn't start streaming it either, so there you go.
Uh-uh.
No worries there.
Yeah, I always cut that nonsense out until we start the show, and then always put it after the last credits, so we don't lose all that stuff. But this is like more of our personnel stuff. One of my coworkers is hunting a PS3. If you guys happen to wander about and see one.
The last PS3 I saw was at that not quite flea market-y thing. But like the treasure junk or whatever. I don't know. And it was a super slim, and it was not in the best condition, especially the HDMI port. I questioned it.
Yeah, they just want to play Tony Hawk, the PS1 ones. So I started going down this whole rabbit hole of like FPGA.
Get a PS1.
Yeah, but then you need an upscaler, and like the PS3 is it's already gonna do native, and it's gonna have the memory card in it. It's actually a pretty elegant solution for PS1 playback.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like it's all right there, which is nice. So
or we get them they've shot up in price. Never mind. PS Vita TV.
Oh God, we're going extreme here, bro.
Or
PSP.
That's behind. That was in front of this.
Copy of Days Gone. Did that have
PlayStation
Tony Hawk
1
on
Classic,
or was it? You have to mod it to put it on there.
No, mod it and throw it on there.
Yeah. Have you modded yours?
No.
I need to do that with that one and the Super Nintendo. Put like Chrono Trigger and stuff on that Super Nintendo.
God intended.
As God intended. And some of the European ones like Terra Enigma that we didn't get. The English Seiken Densetsu 3. You guys will be pleased our Demon Slayer extravaganza has continued. We have successfully seen out the free 3-month trial of Crunchyroll, and I have now paid 2 extra months of premium Crunchyroll. We're keeping it. I don't know. What can I say? Oh, time is money. I'm not watching commercials. Fully hooked on some Demon Slayer, though. I want to get pretty decent bit into it and then pop in the PS4 game and then let them play the PS4 game that follows the story.
You would be good until after the Entertainment District.
Rui was just defeated. Like, I think I told you guys that, and we took a couple weeks off, and Rui was not actually defeated. The Hirashas? Like the super...
Ashita?
Yeah, the
Ashita?
super Demon Slayers. They stepped in.
Like the Bleach version, Taicho's the captain level stuff.
Yep, they stepped in. And so now Tanjiro is like arrested. So we've been brought before. Yeah. We've been brought before the head guy.
It's an Arrested Development.
We're like, yes, it is. We're like 2 or 3. We're like 2 or 3 episodes away from the movie, is what I saw, which I was like, oh shit. But we're trying to catch up to, what'd you say, September is the next movie? Or the third movie or something? Yeah.
The new one, which is, I think they're not doing seasons anymore. They're just doing movies. The next arc's going to be 3 movies.
Okay.
Damn.
We're just trying to get to that point.
They're kind of doing like they did with Fate Stay Night when they did the, what was it, Heaven's Feel arc. They did in 3 movies. And that one was weird because the sex scenes in that in the movie theater, I was like, ooh.
What was it rated?
PG-13.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
I had to fix the episode title. It still said 352 on the stream. Remember most things, leave some things out. All right, you guys ready to rock?
I want to rock.
Let's do it.
We're going to do I Want to Rock. I sang that today, but I said I want a nap. Somebody said they could take a nap, and I was like, I want a nap. They were like, that doesn't hit the same way. It's not the same energy. You can't say it with the same emphasis and voice. You want to take a fucking nap. Are we going to do like...
You like that.
What's that?
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can do what we normally do. We don't have to read these. Man, this feels like it was a long time ago, right? June 4th?
Yeah. I think we'll touch on like some of the important stuff, but kind of go in depth on what we're excited for. But then, most of the stuff we just read. I
mean, it's kind of good that there's also been like some other news after this regarding these titles, like some more details and stuff. So we can elaborate on those developments. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 353 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and Stanley Cup and NBA Finals podcast. That's right. You came here for games. We have all of them. We have video games. We have ice games with sticks, and we have dribbling games with balls. It's mostly just going to be video games, though. Even though we're in the thick of a bunch of sports playoffs. I lose my Premier League, and then I forget there's like this avalanche of finals. And the US Open had some good golf over the weekend. Tonight's news is news. Tonight's show is going to be extremely news heavy, so strap in. We did our Switch 2 episode last week with a friend of the show, Michael. Brought him back in for another show. Coerced him into recording with us again and talked about our impressions of the Switch 2. And this will be, I guess the Ghost of E3 is essentially what these news things have broken out into. Now that the ESA doesn't do their big E3 presentation in LA, we get
that's a name I've heard in a long time. ESA.
I mean, they're still responsible for our ESRB ratings, right? Aren't they the division behind the M for mature, AO for adults only, which I've stickered a game as AO and had to put it in the back and could not sell it. And the SKU rang up for $999.99. Yes, hot coffee. That's it.
Hot coffee.
Tonight's news, and it's all news. PlayStation State of Play, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase, Konami Showcase, ? I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
Brant, you have been busy these past 2.5 weeks of compiling the Ghost of E3 news.
Yes, scouring to make sure it's not always easy to find people that put their articles in order.
Sequential order, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I will need that as a refresher, I guess, of sorts, because I only kept up with one of these. Like, I would see the news come through, but I wasn't able to, live stream any of these, I don't feel like. So I didn't watch the flow of any of these presentations.
Me and Sister were digging the PlayStation event. It was a good-ass event.
That one was solid?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I saw the news come out of it. Oh, yes. I know. I was occupied during this time. Okay. I was like, why would I have not watched this? I know exactly why I would have not watched this. So
you know what you did.
I do know what I did. I hate PlayStation. You heard it here first. PlayStation sucks. I'm going to be that.
You were boycotting.
Yeah, look, our numbers are going to go through the roof because I took some controversial stance on hating PlayStation. That other voice you hear is our resident lore master and soundboard master, Cesar Concepcion II. Cesar, welcome.
Hello.
As he cues us up something. Yes. I knew it was coming. I needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
every time you say it, now I got to go for fuck, I got to go open the thing.
Oh, damn it. I got to live up to my name. For the non-streaming listeners, we got the Zelda when Link opens a chest. We got the da-da-da-da. I do wish those came through on the audio bit, but everything else about Discord has been phenomenal, so we just deal with what we're dealt, right? We just go with it.
I'm sure there's a way if you tie it back into yourself, so.
Yeah. Are any of you guys streaming from your Switch 2 cameras currently? Do you have a piranha plant perched above you?
No.
Oh, Buish mentioned wanting the piranha plant.
The piranha plant is so cool, but yeah,
So neat.
Damn resolution is booty hole.
It had like 2 out of 5 stars on either Walmart or Target. When I saw it, it was like, you looked at this recently. Look at it again. And it was 2 out of 5 stars. And there were no details. So I was like, why is everybody panning the Piranha Plant camera? What the fuck happened? There's no clue. No telling. You know, people ding products for like, the box came to me with a dent in it. Like, really? Why are you gonna kill the camera review because the box sucked? Yeah, I'm trying to pressure Buish into getting a camera. It's been fun talking to people. Ask me like, what do you think about the Switch 2? Game chat is the thing, right? That's what I tell them. Like, there's an awesome new Mario Kart, but I played it with my friends and we had a blast cutting up and talking shit and watching their faces. And actually, it was you two guys that were on. I pulled it up on YouTube. I pulled up our stream and played back some of them for them. And you guys both passed me. So I saw both of your faces just go like roaring past me. And I was like, this is it. Look, you're playing. You see them go flying and you see their faces and stuff. I was like, that part of it was so freaking cool. It sounds.
That's a very Nintendo-esque thing.
It is.
Yeah. Nobody's never done that, you know.
Yeah, that was the point I made to him too. I was like, you know, we've been asking for this stuff. You could talk to people on the original Xbox and the PS2. You could talk to people online. It was not a thing. But the way they did this and the way they incorporated this. Oh, the person I was talking to listened to the show.
Uno on the Xbox 360.
They did game chat before. Yes.
You could see the people while you were playing.
Oh, you could see the people, all right.
Review right there with the name. So don't say.
Here's the church and here's the steeple. Open the doors and see the Uno people.
Oh, Jesus.
see what they had in their hand, right? It was a card game. It's a card game, Brant. I've played Uno.
No numbers after it.
Oh
no,
no numbers,
none at all. Yeah, that shit's awesome. But our stream was a great example.
I heard Uno and I was thinking, the pizza. Wasn't there an Uno pizza brand?
Is there an Uno pizza?
Like, it used to be like a frozen pizza back in the day.
We have a friend of the show, Uno.
Yeah. We haven't played with Uno in a very long time.
Uno's a busy individual.
Yeah, it's called Uno Pizzeria.
Never heard of a Uno pizza. Was this a Germany thing?
No. It's a Chicago style. The restaurant was founded in Chicago in 1943.
Huh.
I've never heard of said pizza.
Oh, that's why. Who was credited with inventing the deep dish pizza. The guy who created the restaurant.
Are they good? Have you had one of these, I'm assuming?
I had a co-worker. I was like, they were in Chicago at the time, and she's like, "You want anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, fly me back a deep dish." And I think this was the one she flew me back, gave it to me, because I went to pick her up from the airport.
Giordano's is a big one down there too. There's a couple of those now in Orlando. There's Giordano's and there's Portillo's, the hot dog place. You know, Greg Miller named his
which one we're going? Chicago or Orlando?
What for which one? I'll go to either. I'm down with either one of them. One's much closer than the other, I would assume.
until you get the ruler out, right? And circumference and
I don't know. We went to Orlando on that Spirit Airlines. Remember, all cramped in there. We were trying to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, and we couldn't even land. We couldn't wirelessly land in that little tiny Spirit plane. It was not close enough. That would have been Brant.
We chose the cheapest option, so it scattershot us or whatever was available.
Yeah, we just had to get there basically because we were on the plane for 45 minutes. Brant, you would have enjoyed that a lot if you'd been in the fold. Then you would have dug that trip.
Brant, the crazy thing was like that was also the same weekend that Destiny was having their thing, and it was in the same town. So
it was Bungie Fest.
It was Bungie Fest, yeah.
Somewhere in some small corner of Orlando, there was also some marathon convention. And was it Abuse? No, they didn't do Abuse. They did marathon. Is there any?
We saw unreleased footage of Halo Infinite before it got changed again multiple times.
We did. I wonder if somebody has that footage somewhere of what would become not Halo Infinite.
Hey, what we saw looked better than what came out, so
yeah. Yep. I got a sneaking feeling we're getting Halo in some capacity next year. I know we're going to talk about that in the Xbox showcase, but that next year is definitely the year of legacy Xbox stuff. Speaking of Xbox, let's get into this news and the PlayStation State of Play. Kind of want you guys to get started on this one because I let me chime in because I didn't watch this one in this order. I saw highlights here and there, and what'd you guys think overall of like the things they showed and talked about? Oh, you said it was solid, so.
Yeah, gladly. Yeah. We'll jump in right here. So they started off with Pragmata, and it's coming 2026. The game that we saw, 4.5, 5 years.
Yeah, they've been showing that for a long time because it looked like Death Stranding.
It just disappeared.
Yeah,
it like disappeared. Yeah, this is the one. It's got like the weird little android girl and the dude in like the spaceman costume. It looked like the astronaut get up, and you're fighting ghosts or weird creatures. I don't know but it looks damn cool. It's a Konami game.
Capcom.
Or Capcom, not Konami. Sorry, Capcom.
I was going to add that I think somebody mentioned this is Capcom's first new IP in like 10 years or 15 years or something crazy.
That's been that long?
Yeah.
The other company having a revival right now.
They are.
Capcom's been doing really good lately.
I gotta get that Switch game, that underwater Switch game.
Shiketsu.
Yeah, Cesar knows what I'm talking about. It's a Brant game. It's a Metroidvania, Brant, and it's $10 right now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We all need to get that. Sorry to cut you off, Brant. I heard it's like a hidden gem, and it runs like a dream on Switch 2. I did the deep dive today, and like, what got a great Switch 2 upgrade? Like the Ninja Gaiden collection apparently runs way better, and it's only $20 right now for all three.
But yeah, the at the very end, it was like, Pragmata coming 2026. Yes, it's real or something was like the end of it because
it didn't vanish. It's not vaporware.
It's like, but it's still here. It's still here.
Yeah.
What's that? Lumines?
I've always known it as Luminous. I've always known it as Luminous. A former manager at a game store called it Lumines because they blow up. He's like, it's Lumines. How is it not Lumines? I don't know. You kind of got a
sequel
point
to Minesweeper. What the hell's happening here?
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's a new one coming this fall. It's gonna be dropping onto PS5 for or PS5, PSVR 2, and PC.
And that's by Enhance,
Romeo,
right? That's the people behind Tetris Effect and Humanity.
Yes. Next up was Romeo is Dead, coming in 2026. This was the most Suda 51.
Oh yeah,
Suda 51 game I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like as soon as it started and it kept going and go, I'm like, this has to be a freaking Suda game. This is so crazy that who else would make this? And then it, popped up later in the trailer like Suda 51. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, it looked like a Travis Touchdown and Lollipop Chainsaw. It looked like all that stuff together. Romeo is a dead man. It
looks kind of like a hack and slashy kind of thing. But like the character dies at the very beginning, and then their grandfather puts some weird device on them and changes them into this like half robotic thing called Dead Man. With like these crazy powers. And then at the end of the trailer, he's hearing his grandpa's voice, and it's in like, it's on this animated jacket that he's wearing. It's a freaking Suda game.
I need to go back and watch this one. I just saw like gameplay, like the hack and slash part. Yeah, there's always some disembodied assistant, right? Like the head. Juliet had the head of the boyfriend on her belt, and
was Shadow of the Damned. You had the talking gun, and
right. Garcia Hotspur. I was trying to think of that character's name. Yeah, Shadow of the Damned.
Yeah, what was the gun's called? The gun was called Johnson or something like that. Something silly.
Something phallic in reference.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Next up, they showed off a little bit more of Silent Hill F coming September 25th.
Oh god, another Silent Hill game right after Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm sure this will be the last Silent Hill game we hear about for a while.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, that's it. How does this look from our Silent Hill
beautiful
correspondent Renee, live from Renee?
Renee's been pretty busy. I haven't had a chance to talk with him any of the new release stuff. I know he's definitely seen it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he deep dives in a lot of game content creators, so I'm sure he has words for it.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what his impressions are. And one of the games coming up has had a remake already, which he's not a big fan of. So definitely would want to hear what he thinks about it.
Which one? The Silent Hill?
Yeah, Silent Hill Uno. It's coming up in one of the future stories.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Are you talking about Shattered Dreams?
Yeah, he didn't like the Wii reimagining. Okay, I guess it's not a remake.
I just want to make sure. No, he loves Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah.
That was
awesome. He was high praise on that one. You guys were like alternating progress on that. It's almost like you were sharing the game and just swapping memory card save files. That was cool. I enjoyed both of y'all playing through that one at the same time.
Next up, I freaked out on this one and was like sending messages to Cesar like, "Oh, you seeing this? You seeing this?"
It's a brand game.
Even the article alludes to this briefly, exciting every Castlevania fan under the sun.
It looked like Castlevania.
It looked like a freaking Castlevania, but of course it's made by Iga. So, Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement is coming 2026. This is a sequel to the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night games. Let's see. Then they went into Digimon Storytime Stranger coming October 3rd.
Very Persona-like still. After we mentioned that, it's still more into like, oh, Persona's popular. Let's do a Digimon take on it.
Really? I'm kind of intrigued by that premise. I'm surprised why nobody has kind of followed up on that, like seeing that popularity.
One of the worst kept secrets again, that's been out there for a really long time, but we finally got the announcement for Final Fantasy Tactics.
This looks good.
Is coming September 30th. They have like a filter, I guess, that lets you change back and forth between like the old visuals and the new visuals, and but overall this game looks freaking amazing. Of course it's coming to everything, I think, right?
Physical copy for Switch, game download or game keycard for Switch 2. Yeah, coming to PS5.
No, I thought it was getting a Switch 2 version where it was like still.
You buy the Switch one and pop it in, and you get the Switch 2 upgrade.
Yeah,
I think the Switch 2 one is a game key card. Maybe
it is. I thought when you originally sent it to us, it was just showing it as a Switch 2 version. I mean, it could have changed.
I don't think so.
In between,
you talking about the physical copy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Japanese, if you in the little top left-hand corner, it's neither. It's a code and box.
Oh, worst case scenario.
That's terrible.
Unless you're getting like a buy two get one or something.
It's better than doing e-waste for a game key card, but.
Yeah.
It's code and box. You get both copies of 1 and 2's code and box. So anything with that white cloud with the blue lettering is code and box.
That's absolutely terrible.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice? Yep. Ivalice Chronicles.
Yeah.
I think there's a pathway to victory, if I remember correctly.
I think the Switch gets a free Switch 2 upgrade. That might be my route with these like Switch 2 awesome increases. The base of this, Brant was talking about, you can flip back and forth between like the old version and the newer one. They've updated the UI and the layout, the HUD, kind of like the way graphically it's laid out and stuff. But the base of the game, correct. What's that?
I said you are correct. It's just a free upgrade for Switch owners.
Yeah, if you want it portably, get the Switch one, get the physical Switch. And War of the Lions is the base one. This isn't the PS1 game. It's that PSP port. It was like the reimagined, already the updated script, because I think the first one had some localization issues. So the base, like old one that you can play is the War of the Lions from the PSP and eventually iOS and Android. I think it came out for mobile. But then this new one has like, it's a gorgeous HUD, and I mean, you just watch a clip and the artwork still looks good on the old one, but this seems like a pretty worthy upgrade. But it's pretty straightforward. That seems like they just kind of modernized it a little bit. This isn't like playing Resident Evil 4 on GameCube and then the Resident Evil 4 remake that they came out with a couple years ago. This is pretty straightforward.
To your point, Richard, you're right. I think they only when this leaked from the NVIDIA leak, I think they just said this is the remaster. The 9 is the remake. I think that's all we're curious about.
Is that all that's left from that NVIDIA leak from a couple years ago?
From Square, I think so.
It might be.
I don't remember what else was in there, but I feel like we've run through almost everything.
That's probably why it feels like 9 is taking forever to get shown, because I think it is a full-on remake. So
yeah.
Up next, they showed off Baby Steps. It's that new game, weird like mountain climbing simulator, with the Bennett Foddy game where you're like having to move each leg individually and like stumble around. That's coming September 8th. September 3rd, we're getting a game called Hirogami, 3D action platformer where your character like changes into different like origami shapes.
Watch
the
trailer for that one. The Hirogami looks awesome.
Yeah, Hirogami does look really good.
Had some of that almost some tearaway feels to it almost.
That Media Molecule Vita game. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots coming September 5th. I'm glad we'll all have a golfing game to share and play once together.
Oh my god, let's do Hot Shots on Game Chat. That's gonna be awesome. I mean, we could do it from PS5 or whatever. I'll probably buy multiple copies of this. This might be a PS5 and Switch double dip for me. I love Hot Shots. If this is a good one.
Okay. I mean, this is a new studio, so it's not Clap Hands, it's not Camelot, so
that could be the worry, right? Potentially.
Yeah, I don't know internally who they gave it to in Namco, so
they've been doing a good job though, like between Katamari ports and the Klonoa collection we got. Even this Pac-Man World port was solid. They're doing a good job. I have faith.
Hey, I'm there day one. It's fine.
Then we went into Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is the like 2D side scroller, old school Ninja Gaiden. Made, I think they said that was made by the same people that did the Wanderer game, if I remember correctly. Coming July 31st.
And the most important part is they pull people for the original soundtrack to do the soundtrack for this one. So
yeah.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Karen.
Somebody called Castlevania Slow Ninja Gaiden. I heard that on a podcast, and I can't unforget that. Gaiden. Yeah, like go back and play original Castlevania, right? It's Slow Ninja Gaiden. That's what he called it.
I mean, does that mean Metroid's also a Slow Ninja Gaiden?
I don't. This specifically for this, it was a game developer. I should remember their name. They were on My Perfect Console, and the next episode after this is actually Bennett Foddy, I guess, going around and promoting the new game, the Baby Steps.
Yeah,
but like it was like Bennett Foddy's getting over it, like the game with he's like in a shoe or a boot or something, like with an axe trying to.
He's in a pot. He's in a pot.
Yeah, cauldron.
But this game developer had done some translation work for IGA on Order of Ecclesia, and then ended up working with Konami on some of the later Silent Hill things like Book of Memories, and was it Downpour? Was that Silent Hill Downpour. Yeah. And then their studio helped work on like filling in some levels and stuff for that first Bloodstain that Brand enjoyed. And now they work for Way Forward, so that's a pretty good path. Like falling in love with Ninja Gaiden back in the day and calling it Fast Castlevania, or calling Castlevania Slow Ninja Gaiden. All right, what's this next one? Karen.
I think it was Karen. is November 5th. It's a high octane action.
Remember.
The rock climbing, they showed a person almost like the Breath of the Wild rock climbing mechanic, but like stuff can crumble on you and very 48 hours esque.
Has like an energy meter,
hours,
like an adrenaline
127 hours. This one cut off the
127
arm.
hours. There we go.
What's 120? What is specifically 127 hours?
You never seen that movie?
What is it?
It's the movie.
It's a movie.
It's called 127 hours.
Yeah. The dude got stuck and had to cut his arm off.
Oh no, the dude was rock climbing.
So 127 Hours is a biological drama film.
His name's Aaron
mainly
something.
Stars James Franco. Film is based on Ralston's memoir Between a Rock and a Hard Place.
Okay. And he saws his arm off to get loose, right?
He gets trapped between two giant rocks and he has to remove his arm, his right arm.
Could you guys do that?
I'm not mountain climbing to begin with, so I don't think I'll be in this.
I'm not doing the mountain climb.
I mean, we're sitting here in the comfort of our homes talking about video games on a podcast, and we're not actually faced with the dilemma, but do you think you can do
I'll get on the mountain when they put the elevator next to it and I'll climb to the top.
And Cesar, you go do this and your arm gets jammed in the elevator door and you're like, fuck, this wasn't supposed to happen this way.
Oh man, I wish for isekai at that point. Because at that point I get whatever I should dreamed at that point.
127.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of climbing up the ladder, or climbing up that mountain, even
forever.
This is the Eclipse's new collection, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Yes,
2025. Mortal Kombat 1 through 4 are included. I think there's more, some handheld games,
Game Boy versions, Game Gear, yeah. And this is
about the Game Gear stuff. And
as Brant said, this will be done by Mike Micah and Digital Eclipse. So this will be done properly. This will be a legit version of Mortal Kombat to get. Legacy Collection.
We're also gonna get the congressional hearings on there.
That would be nice. I'm sure they're gonna talk about it. You know they like doing documentary style stuff. I know they're going to talk about it.
Or 13 version of Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis when they were giving out their own ratings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Sega kind of led the way with that, didn't they? They had their own ratings that they would put on there. Yep. I think Kids to Adults kind of came from them.
Yeah, Kids to Adults, GA, General Audience. And
I might have a copy of Mortal Kombat for Genesis. I can fish out of there.
I just remember MA13. That's all I remember.
Yep.
This was also a big deal because the Genesis one had blood, right? Didn't the Super Nintendo one just have like sweat, or it was like this gray?
It was sweat.
It was gray stuff, gray-green that would come off of there. Oh, they're sweating. You're punching the sweat off of them. They're working hard.
Let's see. Then they went into Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Delta, coming August 28th. We got a lot more about this in a later topic, so we can wait to go over that because they just showed they showed a little bit more of like the Ape Escape mode and a teaser trailer for the online mode. Next up was Neo 3 coming sometime in early 2026.
Did we know that was coming? I feel like this was kind of a shadow announcement. I didn't know there was a new Neo coming.
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody had teased something third-party exclusive, and then somebody had guessed it better not be Neo 3, and then the guy was like,
he gave the shrug at it.
Never denied confirmed because I got lost in the thread on somewhere, and the guy was talking about it. Like, yeah, don't be surprised if you see a third-party exclusive to PlayStation, and the guy's like, yeah, better be something good, nothing like Neo, and he's like.
Apparently, there is a demo for that too. If you want to check out your a little bit of Neo 3. We have Thief VR Legacy of Shadows 2025.
How did this look? Thief. I like Thief games. I really do. That was like my first introduction to stealth action.
VR.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Say no more.
Your first PlayStation VR 2 game, since you may or may not played it.
I have it. It's hooked up. I'm looking at it, and I downloaded a shit ton of demos, like Call of the Mountain and all sorts of stuff. But I just have not come down here and messed with it. I think this will be the one to introduce the kids to, because I can also see it on the TV a lot easier. But they've been clamoring for VR, and I'm like, I think you're old enough. I think we're there. So your eyes are already hosed anyways. You got me in mom's jeans, so you already screwed up on the eyes. It can't be any worse for them than the Game Boy was for the three of us growing up with no backlit screen, straining.
Sitting there with it. Yeah.
Straining at night to get this angle of the street light so that I can see that Game Boy screen.
Mine when I was sitting there reading books in the back of my car on trips, trying to get light from the outside and look at pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Same thing reading books. You're absolutely right. That probably did worse damage than Game Boy.
Turn off that overhead light. I can't read my book.
I can't drive. Which one's more important? I'm the same way, though. When I started driving, I'm like, that shit has to be turned off. Y'all got to stop that. Dad can't see.
A game called Tides of Tomorrow. Coming February 26th or February 24th of next year. Then we got an update for Astrobot, getting more challenge levels in June.
That was cool. I like for them to get their moment in the sun. And they also announced the Astrobot controllers coming back with a twist. So I don't know what that means. Yeah. I don't know if that's like maybe they're gonna do the PlayStation. What do they call the PlayStation like Pro version of the controller? Maybe it's that comes back. I don't think they've done They
haven't done any like specialty ones outside. It's just the white and black one. That's it. So that would be interesting.
What could they do then that it would be a twist? That's what they said in the show. I'm kind of hung up on that.
A lot of people wanted those interactive eyes on the touchpad. I know they can't do that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it just lights up or something.
Blinks or something like that. Maybe. Who knows?
Oh. I read today, I was reading about the DualShock and the 6-axis on the PS3 controller. The PlayStation Eye was originally meant to track your LEDs on the front of the controller, like the ones that show you which player you are. It was originally supposed to do that, and that technology turned into the light bar on the DualShock 4 for the PS4. And I was like, holy shit, I never knew that. They were planning that far ahead to incorporate that to where it could read from the PlayStation Eye and do like depth tracking and things like that. I read that today. I thought I'd throw that in there. And I just happen to have a DualShock 3 right here. Yeah, they tried to do the most with that controller. Like they were going to put all sorts of shit in that thing. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. They were in that dispute and had to pull the rumble and tell people that next generation gamers don't rumble. Y'all remember those dark days?
Yeah.
Oh.
Until Kojima told him put it back in there for Metal Gear Solid 4. I need it for Metal Gear Solid 4.
Which I read in the same article, there were European bundles of Metal Gear Solid 4 that shipped with a 6-axis and not a DualShock 3. It's all about defeating the purpose, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Astrobot controller just to see, see what they do with that. Let them have some fun with it.
Then they showed off a game called Sea of Remnants coming 2026.
This looked good.
I
really enjoyed
along with a game called Sword of the Sea. Apparently, we're just putting all the sea games next to each other.
I see what you did there,
coming
Brent.
August 19th.
That Sea of Remnants is a free-to-play game, by the way. I think we could download it and jump in there and mess around and have a good time.
Let's see. We got a update to the classics catalog.
Oh, what are you guys getting?
We're getting the original Deus Ex from the PS2.
Not the one you want to play, right? It's good to have it out there.
June 17th.
Yeah.
Some people argue that there's some advancements in that versus the PC version, because I think the console version was only PS2, right?
Yeah.
I think Invisible War was the one that came out on
Invisible War was the Xbox one. Did that also come Xbox to PS2? Invisible War?
Maybe not. Maybe they skipped PS2 in that one. I can't remember.
Okay. I've never played a Deus Ex game.
Twisted Metal 3 and 4 will also be coming to the service July 15th.
Not the greatest
Resident Evil
Twisted Metals, right? Even though 1 and 2 are already on there. You like 3 and 4, Brant? Okay, all right.
4 good.
I think I liked 4 really, but like 3 is okay. I know a lot of people were split because that's where like the original developers fell off.
The Jaffies.
Single track left. worked with a GT Interactive, did a Rogue Trip or Rogue Vacation or something like that.
Yeah. But also Resident Evil 2 and 3 will be coming at some point this summer. And then we talked before about Myst and Riven also coming.
Says if you stream Myst, I'll attend the stream with the guide.
Then we got...
I don't know what to do, man. I played like 2 minutes of that game. I was like, I don't know, man.
we got a look at
what
the
mindset.
brand new...
You gotta be high all the time to play that game. I don't know what the mindset is to come in that game.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
People love Myst. It comes up all the time on My Perfect Console. They pick Myst to put on this console. They pick 5 games. They pick fucking Myst. I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
It was so magical.
Do I play it one day and it just hits? Is that what's happening? I was playing, like, oh man, this hits.
Those are those old school like PC players. Like Myst was their first game or something.
Who knows? Like,
they're like, oh my gosh,
it's been ported multiple times, right? Like we could play it in VR. We could do like full HD one, like fully acted out. We could do this ultimate Myst. I think Myst sucks. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trash it. There's something for everybody. Myst is just definitely not my thing.
It doesn't. I don't think it hits for anybody here. I'm not gonna sidetrack us totally, but Brian Wilson passed away this past week. One of the co-founders and like legendary songwriter and all this stuff of the Beach Boys, of course, all the Wilson brothers, and everybody. This is my musical Myst, right? Everybody raves about Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys record, Pet Sounds, how great it is, and there's all these sonic arrangements and all these things. I have tried to get into that album for 25 years. I've tried to like understand that it's important and everybody raves about it, and it like drove the Beatles to do Sgt. Pepper and all this stuff, and I'm like, I tried to listen to it again after he died. I'm like, this shit sucks. There's one good song on there, maybe 2. I was like, all of this is shit. I do not. What am I missing? And it's like Myst, right? I'm missing out. Like everybody loves this fucking thing, and I think it's trash. Pet Sounds, man. It's my musical Myst.
Damn.
Do we stream Myst and play Pet Sounds in the background? Brant, you're a big music aficionado. Yeah. Do you love Pet Sounds? Is that one that's crossed your path?
It's been a while since I've done any deep dives into the Beach Boys. As a child, that was one of my like favorite things, was all the Beach Boys.
Yes. Same
stuff, and
early influences for me for sure.
And it's crazy hearing about Brian talk about songwriting and his bouts with like self-doubt and psychedelics and and how he basically manipulated like, well, if I, instead of, listening to the voices in my head that aren't there, feed me all these negative thoughts, I can also, if those aren't really there, then I can pull and make music that's not here either. And I can just write songs, and how he was able to overcome all these things and change it into like
channel the
positive.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't done a deep dive.
Give it a shot. Please tell me I'm wrong. Queue it up. Give it a shot on whatever your streaming service is.
Animal music, right?
I set to the pet sounds.
Pet sounds.
I like animal music. I like animal music better. Just
barnyard sounds.
I had no distractions. I put in my headphones. I started at track 1 and I listened all the way through, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't know if it was a time and place. McCartney and Lennon were influenced by this, and Harrison, and we won't mention Ringo Starr, but I don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. It's the Myst of music. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Pet Sounds. You have to do this.
Pet Sounds.
Not animal music.
Animal music. I can listen to the animals.
Make that sweet animal music. Yeah, God Only Knows is on this record, and it's like Sloop John B. So it's like still a sailing California song that was a big hit. God Only Knows is a good one. It's like a huge Beach Boys hit, but outside of that, I was like, this record is, I don't get it. I do not get it. Anyway, I sidetracked this successfully.
We got our first look at the new 007 First Light game coming.
It looks good. What'd you guys think?
From developer IO. It definitely has those like Hitman. Dare I say the Hitman bones? It
does have the Hitman bones.
You can see the evolution of that like Hitman style, but with a little bit more flair, a little bit more stealth to it as well. It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good, man.
They're gonna do right by that property.
And last but not least,
this was huge, but I need you guys to break this one down for me. The significance of this.
Well, the whole thing is Sony bought or has a huge stake in Evo, correct? So what else are they going to do but get one of the biggest fighting game makers, developers, Arc Systems, to collab with them, along with Marvel, no less, and make their own brand new fighting game.
Marvel fighting game.
Not a 2v2, not a 1-on-1, not a 3v3, but a 4v4 tag team fighting game. That looks freaking amazing.
It's beautiful in motion. I was watching the trailer like, holy shit. What are they doing here? It looks
like classic Marvel versus Capcom, but with like more, I don't know, just there's a little bit a different style to it.
With that Arc System flair, right?
Yeah.
Which they've been doing since like BlazBlue.
Yeah. It's like that Guilty Gear mixed with Marvel Capcom. Like, it looks freaking it looks really good.
This was from the development team of Dragon Ball Z Fighters. So this is what they were,
which was widely well received.
This is what they were working on. They were working on a big IP, or they said their words, they were looking for a big IP to work on, and this was what it turned out to be. That game's known for 3 versus 3. This is a 4v4, and it's 4v4, and in the hopes that you can swap out characters at any time, or you can all share one life bar. So there's 2 ways to play it, because 4v4 is like a whole strategic matter that is not going to be easy for most people to do fighting games. I mean, because that essentially an average person who's either competitive or plays fighting games usually has one person they're really, really good at, or 2 people they're really, really good at.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're asking for somebody to do four players that you're supposed to be really, really good at to pull out a win. So they have the caveat where 4 of these characters can share one single life bar. So I guess you can dictate those rules depending on how that match starts. So they haven't gone into more details about it. And I mean, at this point in the show, they showed a little documentary about, how they got this property to be made. And my favorite bit was like Arc System made the characters how they thought Marvel wanted it. And they're like, no, go back and do it again. Do it with the Eastern flair. And that's why you have all these very big, like Iron Man looks like a Gundam, and
it's got a lot of mecha influences.
Yeah, and I look, man, they pull the 3rd Ghost Rider. That's my favorite Ghost Rider, man.
Yeah,
I saw Ghost Rider in that trailer.
He doesn't. This is the only one that does not have a motorcycle. He rides a hot rod from Fires of Hell. So
looked awesome. What a way to end the show. And then, like Cesar was saying, they spent 15 or 20 minutes talking about the game.
I mean,
doing
it's a huge
a dev thing. Dev dive.
It's a huge deal because when's the last time anybody outside of Capcom has had that license? And everybody figured Marvel vs. Capcom 4 was coming, but after this, it ain't coming. Marvel ain't going to sit there and saturate the fighting market with multiple fighters right now. So I mean, that means we're not getting into Marvel vs. Capcom 4 anytime soon. So.
This looks worthy to carry that mantle, right? This looks incredible.
It says a lot in Arc Systems that you give this to them, that not to fuck it up. So it's a very, very big deal.
How's the fighting game community taking this, like, response-wise?
Oh, a lot of people are very
They love it.
excited.
Super excited. We have a date for that? I think I closed that article.
2026
is next
Yeah,
year.
I'm say it's just 2026 right now because they haven't really shown. We didn't really see much of it.
So they said this is coming out for PS5 and PC, which you have to. It's a fighting game, so it's tough to lock out too many platforms. So it's day and date. They announced that the Sony for the first time is making an official arcade stick.
Oh, yeah,
They're not
Oh yeah.
they're not going to a third party. Yeah, so
That thing was pretty. Look clean.
those Sony, as a brand would say, bones, controller bones. So it does look like a Sony product.
The buttons look like
PS5
fingerprint.
product.
Buttons look like fingerprint magnets. I was like, ugh, I'd be wiping that thing down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It looked nice though. I wonder what the price is gonna be on that thing. Y'all ready for another stream with me with the arcade stick?
Hopefully this one's quieter.
Hopefully this one's quieter.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people like this. So a lot of people are some people were jazzed by the state of play. Some people were disappointed because of the lack of first party. I mean, they did a Ghost of Yotai in there a little bit where they showed a trailer and they said there'll be a dedicated state of play, I think, for that one at some point in the future. I don't remember the date. I don't know if brand was like July or something like that. It was something soon.
It's something like that. It's soonish.
July or August or something like that because that game is coming out beginning of October. So
Is that the next big PlayStation release that we know of?
I think we just and they just kind of did their whole Sony PlayStation business meeting recently, and I think that was an announcement from the CEO that they expect to do one major title now a year. It's interesting, but yeah, one a year. Yeah. So sounds like this is going to be their one major one this year. Yeah.
Okay. How do we feel about that pace? Production. Maybe we'll get more remasters and old stuff brought forward.
We gotta stop people wanting these. I want to see the sweat dropping off the bodies. I mean, you're spending all these games and long years of development. That's what's doing it. So,
yep.
I mean, we were happy when we got
Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, we were happy when we got Sly Cooper 1, 2, and 3 in such a short time span, or Jack 1, 2, and 3. So, I mean,
that reminds me, all the Time Splitters are on sale. I got to go in and see if I bought those or not. I can't remember if I bought just one of them or I got all three of them.
But
they're $250 a piece.
And all in all, that was the whole show. So
I think it was a great show.
It was good. Definitely B.
Yeah.
Something for everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, people were complaining there's a lack of Japanese games on PlayStation, and I mean that was a heavily Japanese show. So
good stuff. Good stuff. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to go into the next article.
Yeah, shoot.
Pick it
go
up.
ahead.
Yeah, so this is from Your Gamer from Vicky Blake. It's as Richard has affectionately called the Keeleys.
The Keeleys, the summer Keeleys. We have a summer Keeleys and we have a December Keeleys. Or Key 3.
And they kicked off the show with a world premiere of Mortal Shell 2, which is a Souls-like. I hate using that word Souls-like, but that's essentially where that is.
It lets people know what this thing is, right?
Yeah.
It just works, unfortunately. Just like Metroidvania. You know what we're talking about at that point. Did anybody play that first Mortal Shell?
A long time ago. I think it came out like 2019. It was a minute. Then we have friend of Keeley come out there, Death Stranding. Hideo Kojima came out and introduced a new trailer for Death Stranding 2. And then I think he had some kind of separate viewing later on for more of it. I've been kind of not been trying to pay attention to it, but it showed a scene between Neil and Lucy. Neil being the character that obviously looks like Solid Snake. So,
you want to go in kind of blindish on this one?
I mean, it took me the second or third playthrough on the first one, and then I enjoyed it.
You couldn't put it down,
so I thought it was pretty good. Yeah,
you played that
it
a
was
couple
good.
months ago.
Yeah, I beat him within like a week or so. So once I got the flow going.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Chronicles Medieval. And I think this was read by Tom Hardy. I think did the voiceover for this, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
And it was like some kind of, I can't remember if this was an RTS or whatnot. When I looked at it, I don't know. But it seems like some kind of like Crusades-esque knighthood type of thing game.
Can't really
trying to
tell
remember
from this trailer so far.
Yeah, I think it was just like a CG trailer, which it just announced it. But I wanted to say it was only coming to PC, if I remember correctly, because I think it was more of a RTS is what they were looking at.
Okay.
When they announced
the
it.
last little bit of gameplay at the end of that trailer looks RTS-esque.
It's supposed to be done by like people who are good in the field or something like that. That was like their next big thing.
Yep, coming to Steam from Raw Power Games.
Then next up we had Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and then
the Mario Kart World killer.
Yeah, he did say that.
Uh,
So they showed some new stuff. They got a date September 25th this year, and then they showed a roster of like tracks and then the guest appearances that they're coming through. I think free updates, which was Hatsune Miku, Ichiban Kasuga, and Persona's Joker. And then they announced there was going to be paid DLC, and that included the Minecraft world, which showed like I think Steve and what's Alex is the female character, Steve, Alex, and a creeper.
Oh.
And I think some of this had officially leaked on social media the week before, and I know SpongeBob was coming, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a bunch of Nickelodeon characters.
Sure, just put everybody in Sonic World.
Yeah,
Sonic Racing Cross World.
I mean, it makes sense. Cross Worlds, right? I mean, you hope to see more Sega characters because somebody had drawn a photo with everybody out there having fun with it, and it was like the character from Knights in there in the window looking down at everybody having fun. But
or Ryu from Shenmue.
Yes, and his forklift vehicle. Next up came a presentation or a trailer from Namco, and it would turn out to be Code Vein 2, which is coming to PC via Steam, PS5, and Xbox sometime in 2026. And this
another
was
Souls-like, right?
Yeah, anime-based one. As I think I was watching Gersman at the time when he announced it. I was like, sure. Yeah, just he got tired of all the phalluses and the pus and the ooze. He said from the Souls-like games, like everything's pussing and oozing. And he's like, sure, just have anime characters with the hearts showing out there. It's like like his words. We asked for another Code Vein 2. Yeah, okay. Sounds like him.
It does.
But
the fans were clamoring.
Then you had from Section 9 Interactive and Epic Games. I think there was a couple Epic Games here back to back later on. But Into the Abyss, which was an action-adventure game where you investigate disturbances, unknown origins, spiral and hard descent through a broken, abandoned world. This is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. The other one was the game that everybody was clamoring for outside of Cuphead, and that was Mouse PI for Hire. And I think out later this year via Steam, Switch, and current and last-gen consoles. And then they announced that I guess the Mouse PI is going to be voiced by, or it doesn't say voiced by. Oh, it is voiced by. Jack Pepper is voiced by Troy Baker.
This looks so good.
I think, as Keeley said at the very end of it, it's like, oh yeah, he's like Troy Baker needs another job. But I mean, he even called him out. So
it looks.
Then
good.
We had. It does. I mean, we can't even describe it. So if anybody who's listening to us, just go on YouTube, search Mouse PI, and just kind of watch how that thing moves. It's very, very unique.
It's beautiful in motion. Yeah, nobody's doing anything like this.
Then you have Game of Thrones: War of Westeros, which is looks like a TV adaptation, as I noted here. It's a real-time strategy game that's come out later this year. Outside of it, just showed some characters from the show, and then how some things have changed differently, how the show played out. So I guess make with it what you will.
Will it contain the script for the new novel that he's been working on inside the game as like an unlockable?
Don't get that man started. He come after us.
Don't count on it.
All right. Outside of that, they announced another world premiere, which I think was Atomic Heart 2. It's a sequel from the first one, full of new characters and dangers and promising to raise the bar for what an open world action RPG can do. I guess this is what they're clamoring to say is more open world than the last one was, which will be interesting to see because that was more linear, in my opinion, outside of some open world aspects when I played it.
It was kind of Bioshock-ish, right? This is like the Soviet-looking Bioshock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Atomic Heart 1 was the very same way. So that's why I wanted to play it, because I was like, I'm looking for a good Bioshock type-ish game, and this was like that. This is Munfish, and this is their world. And they came out and they announced the Cube, also coming out soon. which is an MMORPG shooter. And I think it's supposed to be procedurally generated. So like your experiences are supposed to change depending on the match. So like you get different environments and whatnot. But it's also something set in that world, but not in that world, I guess the way they described it. Then back to Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is a beat 'em up. They announced that only 7 of the 15 characters have been revealed. And they go on to reveal She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. And looking at this has potential because it has that Turtles feel or X-Men feel or, any of the beat 'em ups that we had in the 90s.
So glad beat 'em ups are making a comeback.
They're making a huge comeback, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think I've played a bad one outside of the G.I. Joe one, which was not good. So, have it with what you will.
Yeah, the
so
Power
we got
Rangers
some more.
one just came out too, right?
Power Rangers one is good. I like that one a lot. So, Onimusha Way of the Sword, which is the new one coming out in 2026. They showed some more screenshots on there. They even showed the orbs that series has been famously known for. And they confirmed that's coming out for Steam, PS5, and Xbox. And they said that it will be playable at Gamescom. Another good
Just
one
August?
at Gamescom. Next game comes out next year.
August is in Germany, right? Is that when that convention is? Yeah.
Cologne, I think. Cologne game.
Cologne, Germany.
Another one I can't stress enough that everybody should go on YouTube and watch is Felt That Boxing. This was done in Unreal Engine 5. It looks like you're boxing with Muppets. It looks very, very good, and it looks like you're playing Punch. It looks like you're playing Punch Out. Yeah,
it's like Punch Out. Yeah,
yeah. And this is from the Clay Fighters developers. So
Punch Out with Muppets.
Yep.
The old Clay Fighters.
Yeah, the OG Clay Fighters.
Oh shit. So
it looks like it didn't go much in the story, but it looks like somebody's trying to save an orphanage. There's foul language, and it's just basically Punch Out. So
you had me at Muppets and foul language.
Yeah. Then we went on to Killer Inn, which is a Square Enix new online multiplayer game, which combines another game with social deduction and with murderous action. Everybody's always trying to get Among Us somehow in their games in a different form factor. This is from Tax Studios, from the team behind the first-person puzzle game Claire de Lune. It's a 24-player online game, and it just shows people murdering each other. I don't know if it went into the actual details about how the game is played. Then they went into Arc Raiders, the game that's probably going to trounce Marathon, because it's also evac shooter. This was, I think, Keeley announced that this was announced at TGA at 2021, and it's finally coming out October 30th, 2025.
Damn.
And that's going to be for all current-gen consoles. It's an online shooter. I don't think they said there was a price yet out there, or not.
We need to see if they're going to do a beta or something and try that out.
They've been doing the beta on PC the last couple of weeks. I think it's already over, and they haven't done it on consoles yet, so it's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one closer to release.
Gotcha.
So Dune Awakening is another game that's strictly for PC, and that was already out on that. What's that weird word? Excuse my language. That weird Steam. Like, it's not like early access, but it's like, it's not the deluxe upgrade, but it's like you pay now and you have it. It's stupid word. It's such a dumb wording for it. But it was already available like a week in advance when they made the trailer, and it's like you can play it now, or the official release comes out June 10th, which is obviously out now.
Mm-hmm.
If I can remember what it was, it's that weird Steam wording for that nobody ever used. It's the first time I ever heard of it. Then you have Chrono.
Either.
It was something. It's really odd. Then you have Chrono Odyssey, which is a next-gen MMORPG, Unreal Engine 5. It's supposed to be a vast open world. No release date, and that is coming to PC via Steam and as well as PS5. I don't... Brand, when we watch this, it feels like it's just like Elden Ring-ish, right? Souls-ish. Yeah. It's some of that in there. Then we had one of the VAs for Nicktoons on there. I forgot who she was for which character, but then she made the announcement that Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny is coming to current gen systems and Switch and Steam, and it's supposed to be a real-time RPG action. And I think they announced a knighted SpongeBob with more characters to be announced in the future until the release date.
I'm going to backtrack just a second. I was trying to look up that terminology on Dune Awakening, right? The early access, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a queue to buy the game. Select an option above or just click next in queue to skip this item and see the next product in your queue. There's a wait list to buy this thing.
Yeah?
I've never seen that before on Steam. Or I can download the demo right now. Yeah, what do they call that? It's bugging me now.
Then we went on to Weather and Waves, or well, I forgot what I said last time. Gambling for waifus. So,
yeah,
Weather and Waves version 2.4 is coming June 12th, which is out now. And that's typically they add a new hero, so it's just like a silhouette of things coming from that new season. Then you had what's it called? The Metrovania Mio Memories in Orbit, which is just Mio Memories in Orbit. He plays an android Mio, mesmerizing Metrovania, for vessel, and that is also coming to PC, Steam, via Steam, PS5, Switch, Xbox Series, and last gen consoles. Then you had Lego Voyagers, which is a take on like a Split Fiction and all those other games that are like co-op based stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's that one.
It is a Lego based game in that film Veil, where you
It actually looks kind of good.
Yeah, it did look solid.
Your pair of eyes, and you build some stuff to progress across levels. And I mean, that's kind of like goes hand in hand with Legos, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a new trailer for Mafia: The Old Country, which is coming to Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series.
Looks good.
And I'm excited about that one because this is more. And I'm looking forward to supporting this personally because it's a AA title. It's not a crazy 30-hour game. I think it's supposed to be 10, 12, which I think is a nice sweet spot. And I think more developers should start making this, but that's neither here or there.
It looks like the parts of Godfather or Godfather 2, him growing up, Don Vito growing up, but it kind of looks like in Godfather when Michael was over there in Sicily, like in hiding. It's kind of how it, that same, I don't know, atmosphere,
vibe.
gunfighting. Yeah. Art style, like everything just, it looks like that era. And that was a great part of those stories.
All right. Then you had Out of Words, which I think it's another one that's supposed to be like Split Fiction, which looks like, I think it was done like in like Claymation, an Unreal Engine. This is coming to Epic Games, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series in 2026, and is like a co-op based one. It looks pretty good, and that's also a nice one you should probably watch in motion.
I'm glad there's more of these. You know, I always thought like Adventures of Cookie and Cream was a novel concept back in the day. And that was from Software, wasn't it? The Souls-like.
It is from Software, yeah.
The Joseph Fares type gameplay was originally the Souls developers.
Yep, that is correct. Then you had an overview of Liza P. Overture, and then they announced it had Shadow Drop immediately. So
another Souls-like, right? With Pinocchio.
Correct. It's just the new expansion pack. So Fractured Blooms, which I think they described as, what was the description, Brand? It was like anime mixed with Doki Doki Panic, and I forgot what he used as a description for. It's Doki Doki Panic mixed with something else.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what the other thing was.
This is coming to PC. And this is basically, it shows like you doing like a sim tending to your garden, but you're like fighting some kind of weird haunting or something in the house that's trying to murder you.
Something else is going on.
Yeah, it's just tend to your garden, cook your meals, build your home.
Don't get fucking murdered.
Time loop. Yeah, time loop life sim.
I wonder if my child would enjoy this. It's a cozy game where you're being stalked.
Then you have Crystal Atlan, which I never heard of before, but apparently they're doing a One Punch Man collaboration from June 26th to July 26th.
I have no clue what that is either.
That's PS5 game. Never even heard of it.
No.
Don't know. I'm not going to sit here and get in the weeds about it because it's already running late. Then we had a look at Jurassic World Evolution 3, I think that leaked out at some point a day before, 2 days before. I think it was on Steam or something. I forgot where it was. Somebody loaded it early.
The news with that one is it
And
has like AI generated art, right? Like they'll come up with Jurassic Park scientists, and that's AI generated. Like it's, how do they do that? They cook the random generation into the code. Is that the AI? Is that it produces the artwork as it goes?
it could be the coding. I mean, it has to be. I mean, mostly AI is coded based, right? So it depends on the parameters you put on there. Like if this happens, then do this. If X happens, do Y.
I mean, is Toe Jam and Earl got AI coding since it's procedurally generated?
Yeah, but I think I think it's just, I guess the argument would be it's not programmed by a human, so so who knows? But at this point, it doesn't even. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter. I'm just saying at this point.
Oh.
I do code checking in AI now because it's hella easy. So I'm like, hey,
fast, right?
look at this. Like, where did I mess up at? Yeah, right here. You're dumb. You missed this part right here. You missed a semicolon. I'm like, holy shit! I don't have to sit there for 2 hours looking.
Here's your syntax you fucked up on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Congratulations. Then we had a quick look at Seven Deadly Sins Origin, and that was coming to PC and PS5 exclusively. I think they had announced this was coming to PS5 exclusively previously. And I think this is just an online RPG, open world RPG. I think it's a free to play, if I'm not mistaken.
Based off the anime, right? How child friendly is that?
Anime? Not really. Okay. I mean, that's the Seven Deadly Sins. I mean, you do have a character called Lust in there, and greed and gluttony, and
I got you.
And I would never wish that upon my worst enemy. Don't show it to your kids because the anime sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's horrible.
It's not good.
So. Is not good.
Ooh.
The first season was great, and that was done by Sony. And then they went to somebody who started doing like this weird CG stuff, and it fell off the rails quickly.
Dang.
I would just watch the first season. Read the manga. Manga's better. Then you had the Shovel Knight developer.
Yes.
Was a Yacht, and then came out and showed Me Into the Hollower, which
Yacht
I think
Club
I've seen a lot of people who played it online talk about it, and they said it's very, very good. It's very Game Boy Color, Game Boy-esque, Legend of Zelda-esque. If that's up your wall, then you would love it.
Mm-hmm. The demo is available on Steam, and I added it to my library and have yet to test this. Maybe I play this between now and Friday or Saturday when we record. Yeah.
Releases October 31st. Then we had a Neil Patrick Harris introduced Deadpool VR.
Which is exclusively to MetaQuest 3
and 3S.
3S.
Late 2025, and then I saw that Ryan Reynolds made a counter trailer making fun of MPH as he dressed up as Doogie Howser because he was mad that he took his character, and so which was also pretty funny.
Not bad. Good marketing.
It's just him typing on the computer like this. It's like
I'll show him.
Yeah, and then I think he almost kissed Doogie Howser's girlfriend, which happened to be Robin Lively, which happens to be his sister-in-law. He's like, no, I can't do this because it'll be weird. You're my sister-in-law now. It was the same character from it was the same character from the original Doogie Howser that actually played Doogie Howser's girlfriend. So yeah, it was a good bit.
I love a good callback.
Yeah. Then you had the new Dying Light: The Beast.
Sure, more Dying Light.
Which is launching on August 22nd, which I wish I can get into, but I never do. Parkour with zombies, PS5. Xbox Series.
I feel like we tried that one time and it didn't bite.
Of course not.
It didn't get its hooks in us.
And then Richard leaves for his favorite part right here because this is Mixtape from the developers of The Artful Escape, his favorite game, and now he missed it. It comes out on Xbox Series X, PlayStation, and PC. Then we had 2025. Then you had Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree, which looks pretty good. I think this was what, Namco or Capcom? I can't remember who it was. Namco, right?
Yeah, I think it was Namco.
Because I think it was like Namco was just slowly getting stuff out here.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the end of the trailer because I'm dumb like that, and it is Namco Bandai. You are correct. It's a roguelite in the Mystic Realm, and it's coming out September 19th. So close to the Pac-Man-esque game. Then you had Axe of Blood, which is a third-person beat 'em up. Love beat 'em ups, as Brand says.
Coming back.
Are making a comeback. I'll take a 3D beat 'em up. We need a new bouncer every day of the year. I mean, it looks interesting. Then you had a nice announcement, which is a new Scott Pilgrim EX.
Hell yeah.
Love the sequel. It's coming to PC and consoles in 2026, and I think this is done by Tribute Games, I think, who had their hand in the original one, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
So I think it's not Ubisoft as a publisher, but it's Tribute Games that's doing it. So then you have the Korean developed First Descendant Breakthrough, which is a online online game. I don't know what any of this stuff is. So things are coming. See, July 24th, and we talked about your game of the show, Richard, which was Mixtape.
Yeah, I want that follow up to Artful Escape. I loved Artful Escape.
So yeah, we said that as you walked away.
Yep.
Scum 1.0 market calendars, fellow scumbags. I don't know what that is, so we're gonna skip that. It doesn't give me any information. It's coming to Steam.
We got the biggest disappointment of the year, apparently.
We got the critically acclaimed, made from a GTA vet, Mind's Eye, and it's already out and it's been demolished.
How bad is it?
Bugs.
Apparently, it's really bad, really buggy.
You hit people and they turn into like Mr. Fantastic Spaghetti, and they're like,
so I kind of want to see this in action.
I implore you, just go watch the new freelanced Giant Bomb. They did a whole stream on it with with one of the Jeffs, and then they called in the other Jeff because it's like, the other Jeff, you got to see this shit. And then it was with Dan, and it was pretty good.
I think Gerstmann did a quick look of it on his show too.
Yeah, the Jeff trios. Then you had a Hitman and Mind's Eye crossover.
Wonder if they're still doing that.
And then the big one was
they might try to
Hitman
get away
World
from that, right?
Yeah, Hitman World of Assassination was Le Shifri from Castle Royale. And then they brought out Mads Mikkelsen, who came out there and said he reprised his role for that game because he had loved that character. So then you have a Hitman.
Oh yeah, the guy that would bleed from the corner of his eye.
Yeah. Then you have Hitman co-op mode, which is coming to World of Assassination. And Lego Party, which is Mark Knight's next favorite game after Mario Party, because that's basically what it is. And
I kind of want to play the co-op Hitman. I think that would be fun.
Sure, I'll do it. Then you have Wildgate, which is a PvP multiplayer shooter, which is a tactical ship-to-ship combat with fast-paced first-person action. That's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, with a beta coming up now and running till June 16th, which is today. Then you have Blighted, which is a action RPG from the creators of Guacamelee, which is a great Metroidvania, one of my favorites.
Oh, this is it's Drinkbox, right? Isn't that the name of that studio?
Should be, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's coming soon to PC via Steam. No mention for consoles yet. I think that's what they've done in the past. Ill is that another game right here that's a realistic first-person action horror game, and where you just have giant babies running at you, bleeding at you nonstop.
That thing looks scary as fuck.
It's a visceral dismemberment system, and it's from Team Clout, and it's coming for Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series.
Bleeding babies running at you. It looks scary.
That's what it is.
So
then you have Mecha Break, which is coming to PC and Xbox Series consoles July 1st, which is kind of like a Gundam mixed with... It's a mech-based game, so...
Yeah.
You got Infinitesimals. Yeah.
Looks like Garrus from Mass Effect right there.
It looks like fucking boss, the main villain from Bug's Life. All right, so
the cricket. Hopper.
It's tactical Hopper, yeah.
General Hopper.
Not Dennis Hopper from Speed. All right, throughout tactical third-person combat, you must locate and rescue and reunite your crew to build and strength and bring the fight to the hostile machines hunting you down, and that's coming 2026. Then you had an announcement for Street Fighter 6 Season 3, which showed Sea Viper was the next character coming out. Saga this summer, Sea Viper in the autumn, Alex in the spring, Ingrid in the spring, late spring. Then you had Last Flag, which is a new fast-paced 5v5 shooter with show-stopping contestants. Yeah, I'm trying to get through all this as quickly as possible because we still have 2 more things to go through. Then you had Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. This is a Souls-like. It's coming to the series consoles, PlayStation 5, PC versus Steam and Epic, July 24th, and I think this one will be on Game Pass for your liking. And then we had the once awfully announced Wu-Tang Rise of the Receiver, which has been in development for like forever. Co-op action RPG, anime style fighting. There is no release date, but it is coming to Steam and and Epic Game Store.
Can I play as Method Man?
Obviously, he is part of the Wu-Tang. So,
can I play as Old Dirty Bastard?
And you would be out of luck. Then you have Into the Unwell, which looks pretty good. It has that old stylish cartoons, but that was still colorful. This is a third-person roguelike. Fucking roguelites. So it just kind of shows that you were going to play alone or up to 2 friends. And the closed beta is coming to Steam pretty soon. Then you have Splitgate 2, often referred to as Halo with Portals, which is accurate. And that.
Don't want to try this one out.
Released at the end of May, we can, and it's another free-to-play shooter. And so, I mean, that pretty much says.
Could, but it already looks like they've got like pro players.
Great.
I don't know.
I mean, who doesn't have pro players at this point, man?
I mean, we get our asses kicked in the casual mode at Call of Duty now.
Nah, last Saturday. But strong.
You guys got some wins?
Yeah, we got a win.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, with our buddy Yukon 3000. Stranger Than Heaven, FKA Project Century from RGG.
Looks good.
It looks very different, and that's kind of like an expansion of what they announced last time, which is a Taisho era samurai-esque game. So blah blah blah, and then the joke throughout the whole show where you had the leader of the Resident Evil, the director of it or whatnot, the head of it came out there. It's like, yeah, we need more time on the next Resident Evil.
Yeah, no announcement.
Then they come out and show Resident Evil 9 Requiem.
Nice.
Which it's just called Resident Evil Requiem, and then the Q turns into a 9 every so often. So that's the real title, which I'm assuming will be on the box, and that's releasing February of next year via Steam, PS5, series consoles, and that just kind of shows a glimpse of the new main character, Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of, I think it was Angela Ashcroft from the Outbreak games. And she's going back to, at least part of this game is going back to Raccoon City after the nuclear bombing. So,
such a random callback to the Outbreak games, right? Or has that been in the lore anywhere else?
Is she
like online only PS2 games?
The last time I seen that Angela Ashcroft's name is that she wrote a newspaper article in Resident Evil 7 that talked about the missing people, and I was like, oh, she's still alive. I was like, okay, I remember when I saw that. So.
And with that,
and that is your show.
That Stranger Than Heaven. How does RGG keep coming out with these titles? They're like multiple Insomniac prolific.
They have multiple teams, so
churning these things out.
Hey man, the quality's still there. I mean, they haven't hit a wall yet, so I don't want them to, but.
Oof. All right, Cesar got us through the PlayStation show. Here's your Xbox Game Showcase 2025. This is from thegamer.com and George Foster. Thank you, George. Leading off, The Outer Worlds 2 is coming October 29th. I think a big thing, we won't reiterate every time it pops up, but they are officially not shying away from, this is coming to PS5 in the middle of these trailers, right? Remember how we used to break down these shows and say, Cesar, you would usually do the research or see the announcement, right? And you would say, oh, that's coming to PlayStation and Switch. That's coming to PC and Switch. Like you would have the follow-up to that. Now they just straight up have Xbox Game Studios coming to PS5. Like the PlayStation logo was on there and everything. And this was one of those that was in there. Outer Worlds 2, which got a showcase right after that, which I watched a little bit of it. Didn't look bad. I think I need to play a little bit of that first one first to get some of the context for this one.
I'm excited for Brant to finish his Fallout New Vegas playthrough because these Outer Worlds are New Vegas. It's like if you want a New Vegas, these Outer Worlds are New Vegas.
It's like New Vegas.
That team is carried on that torch. So
then there was High on Life 2.
Same humor and gameplay.
Yeah, same like humor and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Witty writing. High on Life 2 is coming. That's the game with the gun, right? The gun talks to you the whole time.
Yeah,
The
the
Justin
talking
Roiland
weapons.
type thing.
Not just rolling anymore, but somebody sounds like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play that first one. That's coming this winter. Residents of Plague Legacy revealed. There's a new Plague Tale. I think both of you guys are big fans of this franchise, right? And that's coming in
I still haven't
2026.
played them. I know Cesar has.
They're great. They're great AA games.
Yeah.
I love me some AA games.
This might be my hit of the show. ROG Xbox Ally X, shown alongside Hollow Knight Silksong. So they were like, "Yep, it's definitely coming this year since this thing's coming this year."
I'm excited about the Ally X because it's using the Ryzen 2s. I'm not 100% in. I need to see some
We'll see what that increase looks like.
Yes. Yeah.
But of course, this is the thing we talked about maybe a week or two ago. It's the evolution of the ROG Ally with Xbox branding. With like
the branding's nice. It's this ROG Xbox and little letters all across it. It's
it looks
nice
phenomenal.
Little touch. Yeah.
For some reason, the discourse online has been that this is just a portable Xbox, and that has been like brilliant marketing on Xbox's part. Maybe showing it off on this, but people think it's just an Xbox. They don't realize it's like a super Xbox integrated Windows PC. It's still like the regular ROG Ally. And this, guarantee you, this build of this Xbox app or this gaming app is coming to anything that runs Windows or anything related to Windows.
Don't want to deal Richard that. Well, go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the discourse will be once the price is announced, and this thing is probably like, because there's 2 different versions of it.
Yep.
And it's probably going to be $700, $800, $900 for
the current Ally X. I think it increased in price because of the tariffs, right? It was $899, now it's $999, and I know people are smoking something because there's some like, oh, it's Microsoft, they're going to take a hit and make it $799. It's like, no, they just raised the prices of the Series X consoles.
They just raised the price.
It's probably going to be $1,000. It's probably going to be $1,000.
This is going to be a premium thing.
Yes, and I mean, we won't go into the weeds about it, but Tom Warren did come out and say that Microsoft has canceled their portable, and it seems like they're going all in on just software and the operating system and just cleaning up Windows, because their biggest thing now is making Windows efficient to run these devices. Because at the end of the day, I think me and Richard talked about this, at the end of the day, I don't see another Steam Deck 2 coming out anytime soon, because they're putting Steam OS on Lenovo's. I think the next Steam Deck 2 we'll get was probably like a couple generations from now, like a Ryzen 3 or 4.
Yeah,
something. It has to be a huge jump, because at the end of the day, everybody wants that 30% cut. I think Microsoft is a 22% cut when they buy from the PlayStation, not PlayStation Store, but the Microsoft Store. And that's what they want. They don't really care about the hardware aspect anymore. They let other people do it. So So I don't, at this point, I don't think anybody needs to wait for an official Xbox handheld. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. But I think this is going to be it. So,
I mean, think of it as, they've said we're getting new Xbox hardware, but you've got to think of it as more of a lot more blending the lines of their whole this is an Xbox thing. It's not going to have the boot up of like the original Xbox. It's not going to have the blades of the 360. Like, it's not going to be this full on Microsoft thing. It's going to be Xbox experience on some other device. Just like a Fire Stick, just like a Samsung Smart TV or whatever else their marketing is. This is an Xbox. I think they even said that, right? They held it up. They were like, this is an Xbox. So, no, it's a ROG Ally product. But
yeah, that's like what Richard said. The only catch-22 is that it's not fully integrated in the ecosystem we have now. So your 360 games, all that kind of stuff will not carry over. But they said that's something where Richard said before, where the hell's our backwards compatibility team? And that's what they're doing right now, is trying to get that stuff to work. Because I think the rumor is that they're trying to get an emulator to work on PC to run those games, which there's some out there. So, but I'm assuming they're working on their own.
Let me play my digital licenses of Splinter Cell.
So this is not a portable Series S. So people know this is a PC with a different UI that's supposed to declutter a little bit, but not a lot.
They showed off the Xbox button, right? You're going to be able to tap that and go to your chat and go to your friends and things like that. But it's a Windows PC with the Xbox branding.
And I imagine that will go to other PC handhelds at some point, right? That's all going to be built into Windows. But all right, continue, Richard. I don't want to derail too much.
The Blood of the Dawn Walker gameplay revealed. Finally got a gameplay reveal, an announcement of a 2026 release date. I have no clue what that is. Does anybody know
Continue.
what Blood of the Dawnwalker? All right. Super Meat Boy 3D. We all know what Super Meat Boy is. Now it's in 3D. One of the coolest reveals of the showcase was Super Meat Boy 3D, which is coming to all consoles early 2026. It looks like the perfect way to continue the series. Count us in.
Richard, real quick, that is the vampire game from the team that used to work on Witcher 3 that left.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yep.
My iPad is frozen. I cannot continue this story.
Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming October 21st.
Reorder your copies now. I think it's just, is this one of the ones that's only a code for Xbox? I think full disc on PlayStation.
Yes.
Code in the box. We got code in the Xbox.
We got a announcement for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC.
Hey,
more Indiana Jones is never a bad thing.
It belongs in a museum.
A lot of people got blown away by the next game, a Game Freak game called Beasts of Reincarnation.
Hey, that's the Pokemon people.
It's the Pokemon people that made the janky Scarlet and Violet, but now they've made a game that's again, it kind of looked Souls-like-esque.
Yeah, it's either that or
Hunter-esque.
Stellar Blade or Nier. It's one of those. Yeah. At this point in our life in games, is either going to be Souls, Nier, because I mean Stellar Blade is Nier-esque, so it's going to either be Nier or it's going to be Nier-esque. It'd be Niers or Souls-like,
or Metroidvania.
But it looks crazy.
I'm back, Brant.
Fidelity-wise.
Yeah, look forward to Game Freak's Beast of Reincarnation. Then we got the successor to Clockwork Knight, Clockwork Revolution, which was a brand new look. Big fan of the pissed off doll quote that popped up, according to the author here of thegamer.com. I didn't watch this trailer. I didn't see what Clockwork Revolution is.
Go check it out. It looked pretty interesting.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. From Exile, so they make good RPGs.
Yeah, they do. Grounded 2. Grounded came out 2 or 3 years ago, like the little basically like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, like where you're out there with ants and giant blades of grass and all that. And they kind of did a deep dive on that after the show, and it'll be in game preview July 29th.
And then I mean Obsidian's like they're hitting all fires, man, all cylinders for Xbox. I mean you had Avowed this year, then Grounded 2 in early access, and then you have Outer Worlds 2 later this year.
They are. That was a worthy purchase so far, especially for Game Pass content.
That and just the fact that it's paid off for them on the Microsoft side, where they are able to make their games and not release this stuff broken. So.
Next was Chronos: The New Dawn. This is a Bloober game title. They are not working on anything else. Their entire future is focused on Chronos: The New Dawn. The gamer notes that they nailed the Silent Hill 2 remake, which I think friend of the show Renee would agree with, and Brandon Cesar. Don't Nod's next game is a space game called Aphelion. Don't Nod is working on a lot of things right now, but one of his next games is a space-themed adventure following a stranded astronaut. It'll be launching in 2026. There are no ghosts at the Grand. Talking Cats, house renovation, and plenty of spookiness. That launches in 2026. I didn't see that trailer either. We got home late. That's what this was. This was a shopping trip, and then I had to cut it on when I got home. That's how I ended up watching a lot of the Outer Wilds stuff. What? And I saw the Phil Spencer thing at the end.
Well, it was hilarious. You were like, "Yeah, let's stream the Xbox show." I was like, "I can't." You're like, "Oh, okay." And then Cesar said, "I'm doing chores or doing errands or something," and you're like, "Yeah, me too."
I got fucked on time zones.
How are you?
No, I told the whole family. I think it started at 1:30. I told the whole family, like, I want to be home at 2 so I can watch this thing. I know it starts at 2. And I'm pretty sure it came on at like 1 or 1:30. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah. How
did I fuck this up? Yeah. Brent, you were probably I don't think anybody was home. Nobody could have hosted this thing. No. Yeah. Mudang Two Hearts. It's apparently a stealth-like game. Stealth-like, a Splinter Cell-like. So we're going with
sure.
Planet of Lana 2 was announced. Should be coming out next year. So was Mudang Two Hearts, also next year. Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive. which Solo Leveling is a anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
It's an
Based off the Korean manhwa.
action RPG coming at the end of this year. Animo, which seemed like Power World, like I thought when they were showing it that it was a Power World video. I think this is where I jumped in at. Because my kids are like, it's Pokemon. I was like, that's not Pokemon. I think I told them it was Power World. After that, we were given the announcement that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. They showed off Mikey. They showed off Bam Margera. And there is a demo available.
A
lot of Bam. They had apparently Tony Hawk had to fight to get Bam Margera included in this game, and he's being heavily featured. At Fate's End, it's from the Spiritfarer team. Spiritfarer is still on my list of shame. I want to get around to that one at some point. That's coming out in 2026. They say it looks charming. Next up, we got some gameplay of Gears of War Reloaded, which you guys played some of the beta, right? Didn't you dip into that at some point this weekend?
Yeah, we did.
For better or worse?
It was sweaty.
Oof.
I mean,
Very sweaty.
and that's like you said.
It was very sweaty.
As soon as we got in the first room, and then what did I do, Brant? I heard PC sucks, and I went in there and turned off crossplay immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't even start a match till then, so I was like,
Damn.
all right.
And it still wasn't competitive?
No, well, I mean, it was competitive for the other team.
Very competitive.
No.
They had it down where they knew where all the fucking weapons were, and they just got all the sniper rifles and just kept shooting us in the head.
Yeah, that first Gears is very Halo-esque, where like the weapons have spawn points, right? Like the shotgun comes up at a certain place, sniper comes up at a certain place. Yep. Yep. So Gears of War, they showed off that remaster. It was a splash screen of like campaign 60 frames per second, multiplayer 120 frames per second. Like they were showing off some of the new features. It's got cross progression. It's got cross play. A lot of cool stuff for this one. And that was already a good remaster. I can't wait to see what this one looks like. And I can't wait to use the chainsaw bayonet on DualSense. That
like Brand, I pre-ordered my copy on PS3 for $39.99.
I saw it at Amazon. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted.
Trying to get physical with it.
I will be getting physical as well. Let's get physical. Next up, it was just a trailer. We had heard this was rumored too, a Persona 4 remake titled Persona 4 Revival. We saw a little bit of the protagonist like running around in that downtown area from that game. I think that's all I did in that game. I did like 2 or 3 dungeons, but I did a lot of run around that town.
Spent a lot of time in Junes.
Stopping in the Junes store.
This was the worst kept secret, as every VA from the original game had sat there and announced that they were not
We're not coming back.
their Raw. Yeah.
Oh,
There was like 3 or 4 of them that came out before this was announced. So.
Oh yikes, that's not good.
Yeah.
Invincible.
I think Yuri Lowenthal was like, I wanted to do it, but they didn't want me. So
I wonder what the reasoning behind all that is.
I don't know, but he was the first one. So he was like, Chie's voice actor came out there and said the same thing. But I think he was kind of like a little, he was like, oh, he's a little burnt by that because like, they didn't ask me. I begged for them to bring me back into it. They didn't want to. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, because that voice acting was so good in that game. I played a lot of that on the Vita. Just like the mundane town school stuff. Another anime fighter, Invincible, is getting its own tag fighter called Invincible Versus. It'll launch in 2026.
This is from the former Killer Instinct team.
Oh, some good fighting pedigree.
The new one, yeah.
Good fighting pedigree behind that. And this article notes that the Amazon voice cast is involved, unlike Persona 4 Revival that we just talked about. This was huge. Final Fantasy VII Remake and 16 are coming to Xbox, and 16 was available right then and there. And Final Fantasy VII Remake will be available this fall. I think they were saying Xbox is now a place to play all Final Fantasy games. Like all the major ones are on Xbox now.
13 and sequels, I think every one of them is playable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. More people should play 16. Was 16 on Game Pass? I couldn't remember if it just came to Xbox or if it was Game Pass. It just came to Xbox?
I don't think it's Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. Please play. There was a really cute thing with the voice actor of Clive and Jill. And they were like, we're finally on Xbox. And the camera zoomed out and they were on a giant Xbox Series X. Did y'all see that one? It was really cool. Man, I love 16. I know some people are not fans of this title. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm excited for more people to play this.
No, we're not hating on stuff here, man. You love 16, I love 16 too, man. So I beat it.
It's great.
It's not. I don't beat many Final Fantasies, but 16 was one of them. So.
Yep, I'm in the same boat. Loved it. Stuck with it. Double Fine's next game. I was like, what the hell is happening? It's like a lighthouse like pops up out of the ground and starts walking around. Kind of like the Guardians from Zelda. Yep, Double Fine's next game. It's called Keeper. Yep, somebody threw it out there. And then I had no clue what this. There was like, and one more thing, and I'm like, what are we gonna get?
Yeah, I'm so
excited.
The biggest flub of one more things.
Yeah,
so many people were pissed. Yeah,
it looked good though. Like what I'm watching, I'm like, this game looks incredible. And then it ends up being Black Ops 7. So, like we knew this was coming. We had Black Ops last year, right? Are they just doing Black Ops releases every year? That's the current cadence.
Like maybe. I
mean, no more Modern Warzones.
This is based off the Black Ops 2, which went into the future. So this was like in the early 2100s or 2000s or late 2000s or something like that. So
okay,
it seems to be following that same storyline because I think when we had Black Ops 1, 2, the two divvied off and like part of it in the 80s, and then it went into like a future.
Way more futuristic though in this one.
Yeah, I mean this is way in the 2000s, way like almost the 2100. So.
And right before the Call of Duty thing, Phil Spencer was like, we got a new Gears coming. We've got Forza. We've got Fable. And next year we'll have a new entry in a franchise that's been with us since the very beginning. And I can only imagine that's Halo. So something hopefully Halo related is coming. Or it's Fusion Frenzy. That also popped in my mind. I was like, what were some launch titles? It could be Fusion Frenzy.
And then I think it's that long not rumored Halo 1 remake, probably.
Remake of Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
And that was your Xbox game showcase. I think both of those console makers had super strong shows. I felt confident about the future for both, right? All right, we had the Konami thing. We're going to wrap this thing up. This news mess.
Want me to try to run through this real quick?
Pound through it, Brant. I see Darwin's Paradox in there. It's my game of the century.
So we're going to try to run through this real quick because they went over some of the other things that had been over and some
like
of the
deeper
other shows,
dives.
starting with Metal Gear Solid, Delta Snake Eater, going over that the Xbox version is getting the Bomberman hunt instead of the Ape Escape.
Ape Escape.
That looks good.
Man, put Ape Escape everywhere. Like, what are they doing with Ape Escape right now? Why not put Ape Escape on everything?
I don't know. But they also then showed off the new original edition Fox Hunt, which is the multiplayer aspect of the game. Of course, this is coming August 28th, so we don't have to wait too much longer. They did another little showing of Darwin's Paradox, which is the little game with the octopus.
Fucking awesome.
Running around. It looks pretty cool.
With like a Abe's Odyssey type thing, like an odd world. It's got a super odd world vibe to it.
You put squid and an octopus in any game is usually going to be a good time. I mean,
yep.
Right.
Yep.
There were some other press announcements that were over here. Not all of them are game related. There's some stuff about eBaseball, MLB, Pro Spirit, some Yu-Gi-Oh upcoming tournaments or something, cool. and some kind of promo short anime series. Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster, of course, is coming to Switch 2. Gradius Origins is coming to PC via Steam, PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch.
Oh, what's in that? I didn't see that one.
7th.
That's already been announced. Right?
Oh, did we already talk about this before?
Yeah, you're excited about playing the different versions of Gradius, remember?
Okay.
Salamander and all that, yeah.
I can't remember whose show that was in. That was a while ago. That was in the Switch review. That was the Switch reveal.
That's it. Yeah. It's like $2 a game. There's a shit ton in this thing. Yeah, a bunch of salamanders. Good job, Cesar. I was excited all over again. I was like, ooh, Gradius.
Deliver at all costs.
I got my copy already pre-ordered. So.
Eden Zero, fun, a game adaptation.
The demo's out now.
Progress over the main game, available on the series systems, PS5 and PC. Survival Kids coming to Switch 2, receiving a new trailer, which is the remake of. Weren't we just talking about that the Survival Kids was like a
Lost in Blue
a Game Boy game?
It's Lost in Blue on DS, and then it was a Boy Color game. I think they just came out
started off
on the
Game Boy.
Nintendo Switch Online. Game Boy was it Nintendo Classics?
Yep. We got the announcement that Bloober Team is continuing its partnership with Konami to bring us yet another Silent Hill revival. This will be the remake of the original Silent Hill.
Yeah. Another one. Man, Bloober Team's killing it. Silent Hill's back, baby.
Yep, that is everything that they announced from this Konami press start event.
We did it, boys. 2 weeks of news and an exclusive news episode.
Yeah, all the non-E3, E3 stuff.
Key 3. All right, is that it for us this week? I guess everybody join us later on this week for a couple news bits here and there, but I think we'll have a little bit more games played in that show.
I mean, think of this as part 2 of our the summer games announcement outside of the Nintendo Summer Direct, which will be probably here in the next couple of weeks. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this Donkey Kong show. I'm pretty psyched about that game. I played a little bit in handheld mode today. I had yet to play Switch 2 in handheld, and I was like, the screen is nice. This is beautiful. This is not bad to go.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This is not bad to go at all. All right, you guys, got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I think that's it for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for catching us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.